Up at 8:30 today, we'll be talking with Alfred Goldberg. We're going to have a discussion about digital marketing, digital media, things of that nature. So stay tuned for all you business owners, some tips on how to get in front of more consumers using digital marketing. But up first, I got expert contributor and returning guest to the program, Brian Kornfeld, founder and CEO of Popcorn Apps. He is your guy for designing the app inside your head. So if you got a great idea, get it out of the head and get it onto the marketplace. Visit popcornapps.com for more information. Put a K in popcorn, popcornapps.com. And we got one of his clients in studio here, Matthew Cole, founder and CEO of the Examine app, and we're going to learn about this throughout the discussion here. So Brian and Matthew, both welcome to the program today.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Jamie.
So first off, Matt, tell us about this app. What is this? What's it going to do? What's it going to be? What can we expect?
Great question. Well, it is, I should also say that Brian is not only an expert app developer, but like so many of us, also now a very sad Lightning fan. So,
unfortunately.
This is just it's a rough day. It was a rough night.
Did you go to the game or did you watch it from
the
home?
game was in Pittsburgh. So
that's right. That's right.
I
you
actually
spent my time following games. Yeah,
it's actually a funny story. I got invited to sit on the glass for Game 5 in Pittsburgh. One of my friends from high school had a client that invited him. He asked me if I wanted to go. I couldn't make it to get up to Pittsburgh, but because he was on the glass, he was banging on the glass after the Lightning had tied the game. We were playing great, and he got ejected from the stadium. So it would have cost me a plane flight to only watch half a hockey game.
That sounds about right. That is in character.
Interesting story. Well, there's always next year.
Yes.
And so.
Well, so what do you do when you think, I've got an app idea? Because everyone has an app idea. But the great thing is you get connected pretty quickly locally, and one name popped up over and over. That was Brian. But as far as the idea, it was about a year ago. I do a lot of running out and listen to books on tape. Was listening to a book, and I just thought it sparked in me an optimism of trying to do something positive. So what I wanted to do is create a social media app where you could share your volunteer activities, post just positive messages, and promote your nonprofit organizations and just celebrate the philanthropic spirit. There really isn't anything quite like that, because what you'll find are, there are apps like, and everyone's familiar with LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is going to be more towards the wage earner. That's who they target.
Right.
Facebook, of course, has just more of the scattershot days events of what's going on. But I wanted something focused on just promoting people to promote their favorite nonprofits. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be a little mix of several different apps, but you're going to be able to create, instead of, let's say, a regular job resume, which reveals your character journey, or your career journey, rather. So a job resume is going to show your career path. But this is going to be different. Your volunteer resume is going to reveal your character journey. So that's where the Examine account is going to be a little bit different. It's going to chronicle that growth that you've had over time, your passions, donations to charities, nonprofits, or tax-exempt organizations. Postings, really want to emphasize people sharing positive thoughts, the uplifting photos, the good news, just in one place. You can share it, of course, across other media platforms, and then check in if you're going to a nonprofit event, or if you are participating, even just in a charity dinner, or even visiting a nonprofit museum. Share that. So this is a way just to connect with other people who have that philanthropic spirit.
Okay, so this is going to be a social network, like you said, like a Facebook, a LinkedIn, but it's going to be focused on volunteerism, on positive things. Is it going to be a membership-based on social network, or how
anyone
are people
can join? Basically,
okay.
you start up just like you would on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else. You just create a page for yourself. So right now, completely self-funded. What we're looking for right now are just beta testers, folks to maybe go to the website, examinelife.com. That's Examine spelled EXAMEN, life.com. Tell us what you think, and as we get ready to launch, Brian's going to help us get the development process in gear, and in just about a couple months, I
was going to say, so Brian, where is it at in the development? Is there a beta version now?
So we're still in the creating of what we call the alpha version, which is the original version. It's in development. You wouldn't find it live on the store yet at this point, but I was just looking at the test copy on my phone and getting updates every few days. It's quite a process. It's quite a product. I'm thrilled with this idea. When Matt came to me, I was hooked on this idea right away. Because a lot of what I like to do with my business is change the world, improve the world, get those ideas that people can't necessarily pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for, or even $50,000 or $75,000 for, and be able to get them out to the market. And this takes it to another level of how to improve the world, because it's spreading that message of positivity and being able to go somewhere where you can read a positive message or share something positive over and over. Just can brighten up a day.
Yeah, there's really not anything out there like that for, I mean, there's websites, there's people that do type of stuff, but there's really no industry standard. Is that what you're trying to do here, create an industry standard for people that want to focus on just positivity?
That's right, Jamie. And in fact, when I was looking around, I didn't start thinking, well, I'm going to design this app or build it. I actually was looking for something similar to this, and there just wasn't anything quite like it. So I started just drawing some ideas, thinking on paper, and thinking, well, this can be done. Maybe I can do this myself. It is not easy to tackle oneself. You can create a web page, but to have an interactive app and to navigate, how are you going to get just the notion of when people sign up, it has to integrate with, let's say, your Facebook login. That's where you need an expert to come in and help with that process, and that's where Brian's been.
Now, Brian, will this be available on both platforms, the iOS and the Android? Will there be a desktop tie-in at examinelife.com? How is all that tied together?
So we're building platforms on iOS and Android. It will be a strictly mobile application. Through examinelife.com, you can get a lot of great information about the app. You can learn a lot more. Like Matt had said, you could sign up to be a beta tester. We're not currently developing a desktop version. We believe more of the market that will be using this will be using the application version, the mobile application version. If you look at the way of the world and the way things are going, more and more businesses are now going strictly to mobile apps. I have a prediction that the World Wide Web as we know it and websites as we know it within the next 5 to 10 years will be somewhat obsolete, and everything will be strictly on the mobile applications. So I always encourage people to focus more on those unless you truly do need to get to your vision, the desktop version. And Matt and I have worked very well together with this, and we've stuck to this vision from day one.
Now, you said the beta test is available on, is that where you go to examinelife.com? People
right,
can
it's
find
going to
out
be coming.
Okay.
So when you go there, and bear in mind, examine spelled a little bit differently.
Okay.
It's like the Spanish version, EXAMEN, life.com. But yeah, it's going to be coming. We have it on the site and a little bit more information about the idea, about the app, what our goals are. So we'd welcome feedback from folks. Take a look, tell us what you think. If you're interested in beta testing, sign up as we keep you posted for the next
Now, how does it work? If they go to the website, they sign up. If somebody were to go to their smartphone right now and go to the App Store, would they see that in there right now, or do you have to connect them through this beta testing procedure?
Not yet. Well, we're anticipating beta testing to be available sometime, I would suspect, in the July timeframe.
Okay.
But for now, at least they can look at the website, learn everything about the app, and when they sign up for beta testing, they'll be on an email chain, and then we will be in contact once everything is ready to say, hey, download the app, send the version over, and start to provide feedback. And beta testing is so critical as a part of app development, because if you think about going back to high school or college and writing papers and trying to edit your own paper, you'd always think everything is perfect. Your sentences are perfect, your grammar's perfect, your spelling's amazing, everything makes perfect sense to you. And then you give it to somebody else and your teacher slashes it up, and all of a sudden you got a D- and you start wondering
Right.
where everything went wrong. By having other people test the app, by having other people look in, you're going to get that next level, that next wave of ideas. And I strongly encourage a slow rollout of beta testing. First start with 10, 15 people, close family members, good friends, then get to the 25, 50 people range. And that's when you're going to really start to see that good membership feedback. And you could also start to get then a list of enhancements that really are going to be beneficial to building your app to getting that next wave of customers.
Are you able to tie this app into the other social media networks, or you can easily share across multiple platforms?
That's exactly right. And when Brian talks about just starting off, small with a close group of friends, we're talking about your tens of thousands of friends that you have listening here. Just that small group there.
So how did you come to become partnered up there with Brian there when you had the idea over at Popcorn Apps, Matt?
Well, again, his name popped up several times. No pun intended. And so it's just one of those things where I just thought, all right. And so we talked.
Tagline for you. His name pops up everywhere. Popcorn Apps. There you go. You got a new tagline there.
Well, it's not only that, but he is at least a partial gator. And so, it's great. He's involved in the community, and it's not often you get to work with a rocket scientist.
Well, literally, yeah.
Yes.
Background in aerospace engineering. Now, Brian and I have chatted a number of times on what it takes to design an app. And I mean, because I thought, that this stuff costs like six figures, $100,000. Elaborate on the cost, though, what you can do.
So depending on where you go and what developers you hire, app development easily can cost six figures. But based on years of experience of software management and cutting out a lot of the fat, making sure everything is lean, making sure you're sticking to the vision, easily able to keep these costs down by tens of thousands of dollars. What we're developing here for Matt, it's amazing how inexpensive compared. We're talking about 10% of the cost of what you could find elsewhere, 10, 20%. All depends on the idea, all depends on the number of features that want to be in there. But if we're talking in the much lower range than that, and we can help save you money and help get the idea out to market, that's one of the biggest challenges people have when they have an idea. Is they say it's too expensive, don't want to do it. That's not a hurdle for you anymore.
Yeah.
We've solved that problem. Get your idea to market, help change the world, help make the world better. Don't keep that idea in your head. Don't kick yourself 10 years from now when someone else is making billions of dollars off your idea.
There you go. I mean, it's a fraction of the cost. Like I said, I thought there was like six figures, but I mean, $10,000, $20,000, and even under that, you can get a tremendous value to your business. I know down the road I'll be talking with Brian about an app for this radio show. I want to do a radio show app. There's I know one Cigar Dave uses one for his show on the
We're
in the
prepped
afternoons.
and ready to develop it whenever you give the green light.
This is where Brian kind of keeps it real, where I'm like, okay, so what I want something that you can use on your Apple Watch, Google Glass. I want, this. It's like, now let's kind of start off just at the basics.
I actually was a fan of doing the Apple Watch aspect of it, just because I was going to build that into the cost to buy me an Apple Watch.
There you go.
Right, to help justify that purchase.
Let me take a break here. Currently talking to Matthew Cole, founder and CEO of the Examine app, and they're looking for beta testers. Head over to examinelife.com. That's spelled EXAMEN, examinelife.com. And also the designer Brian Kornfeld, founder and CEO of Popcorn Apps with a K in Popcorn. Visit popcornapps.com for more information. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.